Hola, clase. Today, we're going to be learning about the verb estar, which means to be. Now, don't confuse this verb with the verb ser, which also means to be. Each of these verbs have a very specific way that they're used, and you can't interchange them. All right? Estar in the present tense is a total irregular verb, all right? So I'm going to show you on the next slide how to conjugate estar in the present tense. And you're going to see that it doesn't get conjugated in a normal way, like most of the other regular verbs do. So here's the conjugations for the verb estar. We have estoy, estás, está, estamos, están. And you can see that it doesn't follow the regular pattern at all. For a regular verb, like say hablar, your endings would be habló, hablas, habla, hablamos, hablan. And in here, it just doesn't follow it the same way. And it has a lot of accent marks, and you usually don't have accent marks on your regular AR verbs. So that's what makes estar irregular. Now, like I said earlier, estar and ser are two different verbs. So even though they mean the same thing, even though they both mean to be, they both have different uses. So estar has two main uses that we're going to learn this year. And it's easy to remember those two uses if we use an acronym. So the acronym that we're going to use is ELF. If you'll remember, for SER, we have a different acronym to use. We use the acronym DOCTOR because we use SER in a different way. So ELF stands for Estar, Location, and Feelings. All right, so let's look at what location and feelings are. So the first use of estar is to talk about location or where things are located. So if you're wanting to talk about where people are located or where places are located, you're going to use the verb estar. You will never use the verb ser to talk about where people or places are located at, like on a map, okay? Or in relation to where you're at. Here's some examples. Nosotros estamos en la clase. So we are in class, okay? That's the location that we're at. Mi madre está en Nueva York. My mother is in New York. Again, describing the place where someone that we know is located. El mono está en el zoológica. So the monkey is at the zoo. En la playa están dos sillas. So on the beach, there are two seats. Yo estoy en casa con mi familia. So I am at home with my family. That is how you use estar to tell about where people and things are located. The other use for estar is to tell about how people feel, all right? So people's feelings, their emotions, those things change, right? So we use estar to talk about how people feel. Esperanza y Josefina están muy enojadas. So Esperanza and Josefina are very angry. Okay, that's the way that they feel in the moment. So we use the verb estar to talk about that. Yo estoy triste porque no tengo pastel. I'm sad because I don't have cake. I'm always sad if I don't have cake or chocolate or something like that. So that's a good verb to use to describe being sad. Mi hermano está enfermo y no puede asistir a clase. My sister is sick and can't attend class. Tú estás alegre. You are happy. Yo y mis amigos estamos cansados. So my friends and I are tired. Okay, those are just some examples of how you can use estar when you want to talk about how people feel. All right, so let's review what we just learned. I'll put your acronym here. So we have ELF, okay? And the E stands for estar, which means to be, right? And then we have the L, which stands for location. So whenever you want to talk about where people are located, you're going to use estar. And the F stands for feelings. So whenever you want to talk about how someone feels, then you're going to use the verb estar as well. Now, I want to point out that with these two things, where people are located and how they feel, those are things that change frequently, right? So where I am located right now, I'm actually at the school recording this video. But here in just a few minutes, I'm going to leave and then I'll be located at my house. So the places that we're located change frequently, and our feelings also change frequently, right? Like right now, I'm happy because it's the weekend. And then maybe something's going to happen and it will change, and I could be sad, or I could be angry, or I could be sick. Hopefully, right? None of those things happen. Hopefully, I'll just stay happy. But our feelings do tend to change. Maybe I'll be hot or I'll be cold. All right. And I point that out because usually we use the verb estar to talk about things that change frequently. Okay. So things that change frequently, we usually use the verb estar. When we use the verb ser, we're usually using ser to describe things that stay the same. So like if I was going to introduce myself to you, right, I would say soy profe Wolfe. I wouldn't say estoy profe Wolfe because that sounds like I'm going to change, right? Like I'm going to change my name. I would say something like soy. Or I would say like soy americano, I am an American, because those things don't change. Soy alto, I am tall, right? I'm a tall person, so if I'm tall today, I'm probably going to be tall tomorrow. Okay. So ser is used for things that last. Okay. Things that like don't really change that often. And estar is used for things that change frequently. All right, that's all I had for you guys for today. I will see you in class. Adios.